We're ready to try some 30, 60, 90 triangles. They are special right triangles because they've got a kind of nice relationship between the legs and the hypotenuse. Now 30, 60, 90 will be a little tougher than a 45, 45, 90 because the legs will not match. So let's first look at the basic format. So if we have a 30, 60, 90 triangle. So let's say this is 60 degrees, that's 30 degrees. Here's our right angle. All right, let's call this short leg X. That's going to be our basic length. If we know the short leg, then we can figure out the other ones pretty quickly. So the short leg is X. The hypotenuse is going to be 2 times X, meaning that whatever the short leg is, the hypotenuse is twice that length. Now, the long leg is going to be the short leg times square root of 3 every time. So if we look at a problem like 24, it gives us the short leg is an integer. That's the easiest problem that we can have. We're going to take that short leg, we're going to double it to find the hypotenuse, so 2 times 3, or 6 for the hypotenuse. And then whatever this is, 3, this will be the short leg times square root of 3, so this will be 3 square root of 3. And we're done. So the point of this process is that some problems can be done very quickly, and that's especially helpful on like ACT and SAT. Let's have, I want you to try one. Look at problem 31. If you would, 31. Here's your short leg. Pause the video and try it. Okay, short leg is 4, so we double it to get the hypotenuse. That is 8. And then just 4 square root of 3 to get the long leg. And I'm done. Okay. So we can see if we're given the short leg, especially as an integer, then our problem is not too bad. If our short leg is not an integer, we can still do the problem. So let's look at 35. 35 has got the short leg given as 2 square root of 2. We're still going to double it to get the hypotenuse, so 2 times 2 square root of 2 would be 4 square root of 2 for the hypotenuse. Then we're going to take this and multiply it by square root of 3 to get the long leg. So 2 square root of 2 times square root of 3. Well, we're just going to multiply our radicals, and we're going to get 2 square root of 6, and we're done. So that's still very doable. You see there are fractions on some of these. I'm not going to go over the fractions because I want you to get the main concept. So if we're given the short leg as an integer or radical, we're fine. If we're given the hypotenuse, then we're basically fine too, because we just have to do one step to find the short leg. So if you look at a problem like 30, we're just going to cut that in half. We're given the hypotenuse, we cut it in half to find the short leg. So if this is 8, the short leg is 4, and then we just multiply the short leg times square root of 3, so 4 square root of 3 for our long leg, and we're done again. All right, let's see if I see another problem like that. All right, I don't, so oh no, I do. So try problem 33. Pause this and try it. All right, so if the hypotenuse is 2, we cut it in half to find the short leg, and then we multiply that by square root of 3, but you would never see 1 times square root of 3, so it is just square root of 3. And that's it. And that leads me pretty nicely into the toughest situation, which would be being given the long leg. Now, if you're given the long leg and it's got square root of 3 on it already, then it's not going to be too bad. So for instance, on 23, this is square root of 3, and that's like 1 times square root of 3. So the short leg is going to be the coefficient of your square root of 3, in this case 1. And then you double it to find the hypotenuse, so 2. Now, I want you to try one. Try 38. We're given the long leg is 3 times square root of 3. Find the short leg and the hypotenuse. Pause this and try it. Okay, so if this is the long leg, the coefficient for square root of 3 is 3, so my short leg is just 3. And that means that my hypotenuse here is just 6, because I double the short leg to get it. Okay, like I said, there are more complicated looking problems. Let's not focus on those. Just make sure that you can do the problems with integers and square roots, like the ones I've shown you. Try some of these. There are more problems after this mixed up, starting with 41. So when you look at these, you have to first figure out, is it 45, 45, 90, or is it 30, 60, 90, and then go on. Like I said, don't worry about the ones that look pretty horrendous with the fractions and stuff. Don't focus on those. Just work mostly on the ones that with the reasonable numbers, like 41 here. I go over to the back of that page. You can see there are several problems with decent numbers on it. Like on 52, it gives you the hypotenuse is 3, but that's not going to be an integer, but we could still say, well, that's just 3 over 2 to get the short leg. And then to get our long leg from there, that's just 3 over 2 times square root of 3. And whenever we're dealing with radicals, we just put them on the top when we multiply by a fraction. So 3 square root of 3 over 2 would be the way you would write that answer. All right, if you have any questions, let me know.